Okay, guys.
So sad.
Okay, guys, let's get started. Let me get your attention up here. So, guys, listen up. I told you guys yesterday we're going to use the foil method. Okay, it's not the foil that you wrap your food in. It's called FOIL. It's called a mnemonic device to remember the words first, outer, inner, and last. Okay, and I'm going to explain what these are. But all it is, it's giving us a sequence of how to multiply two binomials together. Okay, binomials are just having something with two terms multiplied by something else with two terms. And this FOIL is telling you which order you have to multiply stuff in. If you don't multiply it in the right order, you won't get the right answer. So you have to go in the specific order. That's all the FOIL method is. It's a sequence to tell you which order to go in. Okay? So when it's talking about first, outer, inner, and last, what it's talking about is the positions of these numbers. Okay? You have these two parentheses. You have this number first and this number second inside. So A is first, B is second. And then in this parentheses, C is first and D is second. So the first, let me underline it in purple here. When it says first, it's referring to the first number or variable in the parentheses. Okay? That's our first. And then the O stands for outer, and outer is meaning like if this is the outside of the sequence, this is the inside. So A and D are outside, B and C are inside. So when it's talking about outer, it's referring to A and D. Okay, these are the outers. So I'm going to write it up here. A and D are the outers. A and C are the first. Okay. So which ones are the inners? What letters are the inner? B and C. So let me put that in a different color. So the inners are the two inside numbers. Okay, like I said, inside, outside. B and C. And again, all this is telling us is the sequence or the order in which to multiply these numbers. At the end of the day, we're just going to do multiplication. Okay, we're not doing anything more complicated than multiplying. We just have to go in the right order. And last is referring to the last two numbers of the polynomial. So remember, the first were these two, and the last are these two. So B and D. Okay, B and D. Did everybody have time to write that down? I'm going to move up. I'll put it right there so I can get the right numbers. Right letters, colors. Okay. So first, we're going to multiply the first numbers in the parentheses, okay? The x and the x, that's first. So I'm going to do x times x. I'm going to write it out the long way first, and then I'll do the other one pretty quick. What's next? Outer. Okay. Which ones are the outer in this example? Yeah, x and 4. Those are your outers. Okay, so I've got plus x times 4 is just 4x. And then I've got I. So that's my inners. That's these two, 2 and x. I'm just going to put I there for short. 2 times x is 2x. Okay, and the last letter is L, which is the last, which are these two. Okay, the last number in the parentheses, in each parentheses. So that's 2 times 4, which is, we know that's 8, right? So remember I said we're not doing anything today more complicated than multiplying. Oh, no. I don't want that. No, what happened? Okay. Which positive? Did I screw up?
I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, and here, yeah, I like this program. It's pretty, makes it pretty easy for the notes. Do you use this? Oh, good. Okay.
I just see my teachers use it a lot, and no one ever does it. Like, oh, you just grabbed it.
Because they're fools. They don't know this. They don't know the tricks. No, I'm just kidding. They're not fools. So now, once we've multiplied, the first step is multiply. Second step is combine like terms. So we multiply first, then add. X times x is x squared. 4 and 2x is 6x. And then I've got this 2 times 8, which is 8. 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay? So you're going to see what I've been telling you guys about this trinomial. Okay? A trinomial is just an expression with 3 terms. Okay? 1, 2, 3. That makes it a trinomial. These are binomials because they have two terms in each expression. What we're going to do next week is go from this to this. We're going to take this thing with 3 terms and we're going to break it down into 2 things with 2 terms each. Does that make sense? That's actually what we're going to learn how to do. But before we can do that, we need to remember this FOIL method. Okay? So far, what questions do we have? Good? Okay. The next one I'm going to go through pretty quick. This, I had one student in first period that did 1 through 10, well, before I even finished it. By the time I finished example 2, she asked me to check her work. So I don't think it's that complicated. We're just multiplying. We just have to multiply in the right order, okay? So remember, first 2x times x is 2x squared. Outer, 2x minus 5 is minus 10x, inner, plus x, and then I've got my last terms, which is a 5, negative 5, and a positive 5, so I'll get a negative 5, okay? Then I combine my like terms, negative 10 plus 1x. The 2x squared stays the same. I only combine these 2 middle terms, so that's negative 9x. The minus 5, there's nothing else to combine with, it stays the same, okay? So see, trinomial. An expression with 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. All the problems next week that we're going to focus on are going to look like this. And something with an x squared, something with an x, and then a number by itself. Okay? That's what she showed you in the video. That's what we learned in 8th grade. That's what you probably learned in Algebra 1. But there's another method called the box method. And this is how I've taught it for Algebra 2. And even pre-calc. You draw a square, you break it and you cut it in half twice, or draw two lines down the middle. And what you're gonna do is you still take these same things, but you write them up here. So I get 2x on one square plus 1 on the other. I'm gonna keep the positive sign just so I don't get confused. And then the second polynomial, you write it going down this way, okay? So I've got x minus 5, 2x plus 1. The kind of good thing about this one is it doesn't matter the order. If you put this way and this way, it doesn't matter, you'll still get the same answer. So you don't really have to worry about the order as much with this method. I think it's a little bit more work, but I like this for me because when I do this, I make mistakes a lot because it's hard for me to see like all the numbers left and right. What we do here is each little square is going to be the result of what's to the left and what's above it. So this square is 2x times x, which we know equals 2x squared. Okay, 2x squared. I'm going to put a little equal sign there. This box is what's to the left and what's above it, so that just becomes x. This box is what's to the left and what's above it, so minus 5 and 2 is negative 10, and then I've got the x. And this one is going to be this and this, negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Okay, so you're going to see we have the same, we get the same terms just in a different order. Okay, and the way you set it up or the way you write the answer is this is your first term, this is your last term, and these diagonals, you add them together to get your second term. Okay, so I've got 2x squared. Negative 10x plus 1x is negative 9x, and then negative 5. Okay, so I still get the same result, it's just a different method. So it doesn't matter for me which method you use. Use the one that's easier for you to keep track of all the numbers and get the correct result. Okay. You have the rest of the class period to work on 1 through 10. Then keep your sheet because we're going to do the backside on Tuesday. Don't wait until Tuesday to do 1 through 10 because on Tuesday we're doing the backside. And then you're going to be behind and you're not going to have practice to be ready for the harder ones that I'm going to show you on Tuesday. Okay? So please solve 1 through 10. Let me know when you're done so I can check it for you. If you're stuck or need help, let me know. But you guys should help each other out, work in your groups, split up the problems or do them all at the same time. But you guys use your group members to help each other out. Okay? Like I said, I had a student that as soon as I finished this and sat down, she was like, "Can you check my work?" She had already done all the problems. So it makes me feel like it's not that hard. But if it is, and you're struggling, let me know so I can come by and help you, or we can go over some more on the board up here. Okay? And then that's it. Hopefully, yes, ma'am. You need help, or you good? See, I told you, Kevin. What's that? Who asked for what? What's that?
Can you do the back page before you say, or do you want?
If you like, yes, if you're able to, you can do it today. And you'll be free on Tuesday. You'll be free on Tuesday to do something else. Yes. I have a paper towel.
I got
I have a bunch of tissues here. Yes, you can go to the restroom now. What's going on? What's up, guys? How are you? What's up, Angela? Let me check for you guys if you're on the right track. Yeah, are you done? Yeah. Good. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, we're just multiplying numbers together. We're multiplying and adding. And if you get stuck, let me know. Once you do finish, you're free to work on something from another class or.
And I feel like cool because the Airbnb doesn't allow parties but not like that.
So you're all set for today? You're all set for today?
Ask my mom.
Oh, that's your little Polaroid? Your instant Polaroid? What's going on? Is it the extra curly today or what? Extra curls? It looks cool. I like it. Extra curls today, guys. Because it's Friday or what? Oh, shoot. I didn't stop the recording.